Sometimes a single choice, one tiny moment where you choose kindness over convenience, can change the entire direction of your life. And sometimes, life tests you at the worst possible time, just to see what kind of heart you truly carry. This is the story of a young man who lost what he believed was his one chance at a better life, all because he stopped to help a stranger. What he didn't know was that the stranger was about to rewrite his future in a way he never imagined. Before we begin, if you love emotional, inspiring stories that warm the heart, make sure you subscribe to Echoes of Dad, hit the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more meaningful stories to you. Ethan Hale was 26, hardworking, and tired of struggling, of bouncing between part-time jobs, of watching opportunities slip through his fingers. He lived in a small one-bedroom apartment on the edge of the city, working nights at a delivery warehouse while trying to build a better future during the day. And finally, it looked like he had a real shot. He had applied for a junior marketing position at Harrington Group, one of the biggest companies in the state. The interview invitation felt like a miracle. He spent nights rehearsing answers, researching the company, ironing his only good shirt again and again, hoping the creases made him look more professional. The morning of the interview was cold and windy. The kind of morning where everything feels slightly off balance. Ethan left early, way too early, fearing he would be late. He carried a folder with his resume and references, gripping it like it contained his entire future, because it did. He took the subway downtown, rehearsing lines under his breath. I'm passionate. I'm driven. I'm eager to learn. As he stepped out onto the busy street, he felt a swell of hope. He could almost imagine himself walking into this neighborhood every morning as an employee, wearing a badge, holding a cup of coffee, feeling proud of where he worked. He checked the time. He was almost 40 minutes early. Perfect. He walked along the sidewalk, calming his nerves, when he noticed a young woman standing near a parked car. She looked about 22, maybe 23, wearing a cream-colored coat and holding a laptop bag. Her hair whipped wildly in the wind, and she was staring helplessly at her car tire, flat as a pancake. She looked stressed. Really stressed. Ethan slowed down. He shouldn't stop, he told himself. Not today. Not on the most important morning of his life. But he saw something in her expression, exhaustion, panic, maybe even fear. The kind of look that says, please, I don't know what to do. And Ethan's heart spoke louder than his mind. He walked over. Hey, are you okay? He asked gently. She looked up, surprised. I think I ran over something. I'm supposed to be somewhere important and I don't know how to change a tire. Her voice cracked a little. Ethan could see she was trying not to cry. It's all right, he said. I can help you. She blinked. Are you sure? I don't want to make you late for anything. He smiled. I've got time. He didn't have time. Not really. But kindness rarely waits for convenience. He rolled up his sleeves and got to work. The tire was stubborn, the bolts rusted, and his fingers stung from the cold. Cars rushed past them, splashing puddles over his shoes. His neatly ironed shirt was no longer neat, or even clean. The young woman kept apologizing, offering him her scarf, her coat, anything to keep him warm. But Ethan just shook his head and laughed softly. You're fine. Happens to all of us. When the spare tire finally went on, she breathed out a shaky sigh of relief. I don't know how to thank you, she said, brushing hair from her face. Just drive safe, Ethan replied, wiping dirt from his hands. She hesitated. What's your name? Ethan. I'm Lily, she said with a grateful smile. Really, thank you. They parted ways, and as soon as Ethan turned the corner, he checked the time. 23 minutes until his interview. And the building was 19 minutes away, on foot. His heart hammered. He walked fast. Then jogged. Then ran. People stared as he sprinted across the sidewalk, his sweaty shirt sticking to his skin, his folder clutched against his chest. When he reached the lobby of Harrington Group, he gasped for breath, hair messy, hands dirty, shoes damp. He explained to security why he was there and rushed into the elevator, trying to straighten himself. He looked like a man who had been wrestling a tire. Because he had. When he reached the interview floor, the receptionist gave him a tight, professional smile. Ethan Hale. Yes, he said, still catching his breath. I'm sorry, she said firmly. Your interview was scheduled for 10 minutes ago. The panel has already moved on to the next candidate. Something inside him dropped. It felt like the floor disappeared beneath his feet. Is there any way, he whispered. She shook her head. They have a full schedule. I'm very sorry. He thanked her anyway. Because manners were one thing he never let poverty take from him. He walked out of the building slowly, shoulders heavy, eyes burning. He sat on a bench outside, staring at the ground. He felt foolish. Angry. Heartbroken. It felt like he had thrown his future away. For what? A tire. A stranger. But deep down, another voice whispered. You did the right thing. Even if it cost him everything. 2 days later, he was folding boxes at the warehouse when his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered quietly, expecting a spam call. Hello, is this Ethan Hale? A woman asked. Yes. This is Diane Norwood. I'm the hiring manager at Harrington Group. Ethan froze. His stomach twisted. I want to apologize, she continued. You were marked as a no-show for your interview. But, something has come to our attention. Ethan swallowed hard. Ma'am, A second voice cut in. Soft. Familiar. Hi, Ethan. His breath caught. It was Lily. Lily, he whispered. Yes, she said gently. I told your hiring manager what happened. You helped me with my car. You didn't know I was on my way to the same building, or that I'm the CEO's daughter. Ethan's knees nearly buckled. Diane cleared her throat. Mr. Hale, your act of kindness, especially on a day so important to you, speaks volumes about your character. The panel would like to reschedule your interview. Ethan blinked rapidly. He almost didn't trust what he was hearing. But I missed it, he said quietly. I understand if. No, Diane said. We insist. And this time, Lily added with a smile in her voice, I'll make sure you don't have to run. The second interview went nothing like the first. He walked in wearing the same suit, but with a calm heart. He wasn't nervous. He wasn't desperate. He was simply himself. The panel asked questions, but more than that, they asked about him. His values. His motivations. His willingness to put people before himself. And he answered honestly. A week later, he received the email. Congratulations, Ethan Hale. Welcome to Harrington Group. He reread the words again and again, tears stinging his eyes. Months passed. Ethan became known in the office not just for his talent, but for his kindness. He helped coworkers without being asked. He stayed late to support teammates. He remembered birthdays, brought coffee for tired interns, and lifted spirits during stressful deadlines. People joked that he was the heart of the department. But for Ethan, it felt natural. He hadn't changed, only his circumstances had. And every few weeks, he'd see Lily in the halls or the cafeteria. She always gave him a warm smile, grateful for the day their paths crossed. Sometimes they'd grab coffee together, talking and laughing. Their friendship grew slowly, gently, the way good things often do. One afternoon, months later, the CEO himself, Lily's father, called Ethan into his office. I know what you did for my daughter, the CEO said. And I know you didn't expect anything in return. You chose kindness when no one was watching. The world needs more people like you. Ethan felt his throat tighten. The CEO continued, people think success belongs only to the smartest or the fastest. But the truth? It belongs to the good. The ones who lift others up. The ones who make the world better simply by being in it. He stood and shook Ethan's hand firmly. I'm proud to have you here. Ethan walked out of the office with a warmth spreading through his chest. It wasn't the job that changed his life. It wasn't luck, or timing, or chance. It was kindness. The one thing he had given away when he had nothing else to give. In a world that often rushes past the people who need help, kindness can feel like an inconvenience, even a risk. But